Hey, what's going on, Nostalgics? It's me, Ryan, here from the Nostalgia Factor, coming at you once again with another video. Today, guys, is going to be the start of a brand new series here on the channel, also known as When Nerds Collide. Now, what is this series, you might be asking yourselves? This series consists of me collaborations, interviews, and any other projects that I have with other gaming YouTubers here on the website, thus When Nerds Collide. So any and all collaborations, regardless of what they are, will be under this playlist and or banner. So therefore, that is what we'll be getting into today, with the infamous Crash vs. Spyro debate. Today I have three different YouTubers here who, when I requested it in the community, have supplied me with footage with their own opinions and thoughts on which game they prefer between the Crash Bandicoot series and the Spyro the Dragon series. You guys will be seeing their opinions and footage here in a minute, but first I want to give a brief overview over which series I prefer and why there might be, I shouldn't say a bias, but there may be a little bit of a lack of attention, so to speak. What I mean by that is I have little to no experience with the Spyro the Dragon series, which may be inadequate for me to give my opinion on this. The most that I've ever played of the Spyro the Dragon series, I haven't even played the remastering of the three original games yet. I have only played the Spyro 1 demo on the disc of Crash Bandicoot Warped, where you input the code at the beginning of the game in the menu, and you can play the demo for it. I have not personally played much of the Spyro the Dragon series. However, even if I have, judging from, I've watched plenty of gameplay, I've watched full playthroughs of the first and almost the third game, and I've seen plenty of footage from the second game. I personally prefer the linear version of Crash Bandicoot, not only for nostalgic reasons, because this is the game series that I grew up with. Hell, Crash 1 was one of the first games I ever personally played when I first started playing games when I was a kid. I prefer the Crash Bandicoot style of things, whereas Spyro, I respect the mascot, I respect the characters. Spyro, the series, does have a better narrative from what I've seen, because Crash, let's be honest here, the stories aren't exactly the most in-depth, and that's not really why you play them. You play them for the hardcore 3D platforming experience, with various power-ups, various vehicles, and various amazing-looking themed levels that you get to collect crystals, gems, and overall complete the game, as well as like the time trials. Whereas Spyro is more of an explorative adventure, not really so much platforming, but more so you go around collecting treasure, freeing dragons, going completing different mini-games, playing as other characters, such as the case of Spyro 3, and overall just having a great explorative experience in a 3D open-world environment, which is the difference. Crash is the more hallway platforming game, and Spyro is the more open-world 3D engaging type thing. So personally, I like the structure of Crash more than that. I do really like the Spyro series. I think it looks really good despite not having played so much of it. I still would prefer Crash though, because I feel it has more memorable bosses, better structure with the platforming. It definitely fits the platforming aesthetic more than Spyro, despite how great Spyro does the open world adventuring. I personally prefer Crash for nostalgic reasons and just for personal gameplay preference. But that's just me. Let's get into the following YouTubers who have decided to join me in on this video, and let's see what they all have to say. First lot of opinions we have here on the Crash Spyro debate comes from ANAK Creates.
What's up, everybody? My name is Alex Krotz from ANAK Creates, and I got the question, do I like the Crash Bandicoot games over the Spyro games? And for me, that would definitely have to be the Crash Bandicoot games. I have the PlayStation 4 version of the three games. It's funny how I got into the Crash Bandicoot games is my girlfriend really loves them, and for Christmas I bought her this because she hadn't played them in years. So I bought this for her, and we literally spent about 5 days on the couch playing this game. And so we just had a lot of fun. It got me really into it. The thing that I love about the games is the replayability factor. You can play the levels a whole bunch of times, and they don't really ever get old. You can play them differently, you can try new things, and as you gain more powers in the game, you can play the levels again and again and again with the new powers and almost discover something different with them. And I love the fact that you can pick the game up as well. Like, if I don't play it for 2 months, I can pick it up and be right where I left off and know what I'm doing to a degree, without being like, oh, where am I in the story? Because it's not that story-driven. But at the same time, you feel a relation with Crash because he seems like a fun guy, I guess, to me. I don't know. Am I alone in that? The replayability factor to me is just awesome in this series. The Spyro series, as great of a game as they are, it just never hit me personally. I never really got into it. I never played that one as much. But, I mean, I guess that kind of shows you that this one just spoke to me better, and that's why I love the Crash Bandicoot series more than the Spyro series.
Next YouTuber up on with their opinions on this debate is Rosie Knows.
Only because for me, I have been playing it since I was a little kid, and know. Spyro just didn't catch my attention. It's a good game and all, but in my opinion, I think the graphics of Crash Bandicoot were better than Spyro the Dragon. And more people seem to have played Crash Bandicoot because it was on PlayStation, opposed to Spyro the Dragon that was on a computer, and a lot of kids that were playing it, you know, they couldn't get a chance on the computer. So that's my opinion.
And finally, for the last YouTuber we have here, guys, is a YouTuber known as 480Voltz. This guy in particular, I've known on YouTube for a little bit. I've done some stuff with him in the past, but here's his opinions.
Tis I, 480Voltz. So, Spyro the Dragon or Crash Bandicoot? It's a tough question. It's a really tough call. As you know, as you may remember, last time I was on one of your videos, I said that Crash Bandicoot 2 was my absolute favorite video game of all times. That definitely still holds true today, but boy, Spyro the Dragon, so close. Just the series, so close. So, I figured I'd talk a little bit about what I like about both games, respectively. So, Crash Bandicoot, I guess I have more of a nostalgic flavor for it because it's one of the very first games on the PlayStation 1 that I ever played. And, you know, just the graphics and the gameplay and all that stuff just blew my mind at the time. For somebody who came straight out of the Commodore 64 into the Sony PlayStation was a big deal. For Spyro the Dragon, definitely the worlds left more of an impression on me, as well as the music. Oh man, the music to this day just blows my mind. Crash Bandicoot, the music never really did it for me. Some of it did in Crash Bandicoot 2, but you know, the Spyro the Dragon music is just music I can just get lost in. And the thing is, Crash Bandicoot 1 had the best platforming out of all of them, in my opinion. And I feel like the rest of the games, the platforming kind of took a back seat. Spyro the Dragon didn't have as much platforming. It was more exploration. And, well, let's see. One thing that always holds true with me about Crash Bandicoot 2 is all of the different secrets that were in there that I found on my own without the use of the internet. And looking back now, I look at that kind of fondly, and it was just, I'm proud to have found all of those secrets myself. And, I thought it was pretty cool back then. So, there's so many wonderful memories I have with both of them. If I had to pick one versus the other, I reckon it would be Crash Bandicoot. But Spyro the Dragon is there by a slim hair just behind it. But yeah, we're going to go with Crash Bandicoot. So I guess that's it for me. Thanks so much.
And that's it for today's video, Nostslgics. Hope you guys did enjoy watching it. Big thanks to all the YouTubers who did get involved with this project. If you guys are interested in checking out their videos or channels based off of what they said in today's video, or you're just curious, check out their links in the description down below. And thank you once again, Nostslgics, for checking this out. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your opinions on whether you prefer Crash or Spyro in the comments, just comment section down below, as well as why. I always be curious to know what the community has to say, so there's that. And once again, guys, if you did enjoy it, give it a big ol' like, subscribe to the channel if you want to catch for future stuff. And that's all for now, guys. Until next time, keep on gaming.